This is Christine Williams with The Soulful Guilt, bringing you a cup of flow. I'm traveling today and I'm using my iPad, which sometimes gives me a slower feed. So if you're having to read sign language from my mouth and it drives you crazy, look away from the car. Okay. I've got my fun little cup. And I'm finding that I'm having to find my stare point because of the way I'm propped, so that I'm looking just right. I'm using a little heart cup today. I'm visiting a friend in Chandler, Arizona. So I am on a time out. Everybody needs time out, and this is mine. So get your cup of joe, tea, lemonade, water, whatever makes you feel refreshed in the morning. Pour it up and let's have a message from Chandler, Arizona. By the way, it's very warm and beautiful here. The terrain is just lovely. It's different. The skies are clear. The colors that stand out the most are like the ones that are behind me. And they're orange. The flowers that mostly are growing are orange and purple and yellow. Oh my goodness, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And who would have thought a cactus could be so beautiful? Oh my goodness. I never imagined that the cactuses could be so beautiful. Okay, so because I was traveling and was traveling light, I got to borrow, I scavenged through my friends' group of cards, and I'm using a deck that I'm not familiar with. Oh, I may have played with it once or twice, but it is the Doreen Virtue Magical Messages from the Fairies Oracle cards. And I just, fairies to me represent elementals, little earth beings, dragonflies, butterflies, ladybugs, little birds, the magical elementals that come in our world as a different form, but also that can appear every so often, like the tree people. Look, finding a face in a tree, finding a face in a stone. They're the little watchers of nature. So, what a fun deck to be using where I'm exploring a brand new terrain. Okay, so I picked my cards. I had a hard time picking cards for the day today. Finding the right deck, feeling good about it. And the card that I picked, of course, is always perfect. Let me see if I can put it to this side. It says, connect with nature. And, I think of what we've been doing in Utah because of all the fires and the smoke is called hibernation. We have been like the bears. We have gone inside because the air quality has been so bad that, we're in, we're out as fast as we can because it's just been so toxic and heavy. And I thought this was so interesting as I read this card and the meaning, how I realized, wow, this is what we need. Now, I can't see the skies this morning there, so I don't know what they look like, but I'm wondering if they're a little bit clearer today because of this card. First of all, the little bottom tagline says, you're rejuvenated and inspired by spending time outdoors. Okay, now I'm going to read the little book for the message. This card comes to you because your body and soul are craving fresh air. Now, if that's not the truth, that we're craving to breathe in that beautiful fresh air. We're craving to go outside and enjoy. You know, I'm sure that now that school's started, that the kids, by the end of the day, are craving to get outside. When you crave something, it's just this inner pull. It's this thing that makes you just, you've got to have it. You've got to have it. Like when you crave chocolate, or you crave, you crave to travel. You crave to be with a friend. You crave salt and vinegar, potato chips. You know what I'm talking about. We all know what I'm talking about, right? So, craving is we've just got to have it. So this is saying we're craving fresh air, trees, flowers, butterflies, birds, sunshine, and animals. The message is clear. Go outside in nature where you can easily think and receive creative ideas. Even a brief stroll during your lunch hour will yield tremendous benefits. Now, it doesn't have to be a lot of time. We don't have to spend the whole day outside, but even just maybe a lunch break, going out. This morning, before you go on your day, go out, put your feet in the fresh grass, touch one of your plants, sit next to your tree for just a moment. You will be amazed at the information and the clarity that you find in your mind. Our elementals are our trees and our little fairies, our butterflies, our dragonflies, our ladybugs, all of those special little gifts that come and bring us joy, are waiting to just impart information to us. Everything is alive. Everything on this planet is living, and we are all connected because we all attach to the planet. Connect with the different elements and see what they have to say for you today. This card book suggests, and I know this to be true for me because I've had this experience, I feel so much more clear, especially when I'm doing something creative, when I'm outside, when I'm sitting outside. One of my favorite things to do is to get a blanket, a few things, a notepad, pencil, and go out and find a park, a tree that I can sit under when I'm in the moment of creation, when I'm trying to have some creative input. And if you do that and you're needing a moment of clarity on something, take your question with a pad and paper, pencil, or pen, or what, your iPad, whatever. Try to have no technology if you can. Let's try good old paper and pencil and pen. It's very interesting when you disconnect for just a minute from the electronics. Go out and just connect with nature and take your question and see if ideas don't start to flow more easily. It's so interesting how this happens. Let me tell you a little story. And this is true. I mean, I'm not going to tell you fake stories on this anyway. But I can tell good stories, but this one is really true. When I was a student just a few years ago at UVU, when it came time for finals, I mean, it's hard when you're a mature age to learn. There's this saying that you can't teach an old dog new tricks. Well, I disagree. Anyway, it may just take a little bit longer. So I was taking classes at UVU, and my brain, I swear my head would swell because my brain would just be so full. And then, of course, when it came time for exams, finals, I could not pull anything out of my head. But I had a kind of a ritual that I created. And I would gift myself an opportunity to go have a salmon dinner while I studied, because salmon has the omega-3s. It has that fish oil that crosses the blood-brain barrier, and our brains need healthy oils in order to function. If you're a student, don't go on a diet and eliminate fat. You will not do as well. Eat good, healthy food with good, healthy fat. Not too much, but enough, because this is like what oils the cogs that makes the brain work. So anyway, knowing this, I allowed myself to have a nice salmon dinner, and I would go and sit down and take my books and study. And I was just burnt out. I was burnt out. I could not pull anything out of my brain. I had an exam in a few hours, and I was just, fried. So I had my salmon. I continued to study my notes, and I still felt desperate. And as I'm sitting here, I'm seeing this little visual aid, so I'm moving my body to grab it, because this is really key. This is truly what I used. Okay, here I'm back. As I was sitting there, going up to the counter to pay my bill, this is where you're going to think I'm crazy, but I swear to you, this is the truth. I was just sitting there resting on the counter, and this, little money plant, I don't know what you call these. They're Asian plants. I call them a money tree. I don't know what they are, but bamboo shoots. They are so forgiving, and they're wonderful because you don't have to water them very often. They just grow super well, which is really good for me because I forget to water. Kind of like I forget to drink my water. Anyway, this plant was sitting there as I was waiting, and I just I put my hand in my head in my hand, and I thought, what am I going to do? I am not going to do well. And being next to this plant, I did not hear words, okay, like the plant did not say, Chris, hello, but I felt communication. It was very clear. It came into my mind as though it were words, and what I heard or what I felt, we can call it whatever, a knowing was an invitation for me to put my hand on this plant. And I thought, oh no, are you kidding me? This is not going to look very good. I looked around, I looked who was looking. I mean, it's much easier to lean up against a tree or to sit on the lawn, but to wrap your hands around a bamboo plant when you're in the restaurant may not be so cool. Anyway, I figured out a way to just kind of admire the plant. Amazingly, I felt clarity almost instantly. Now, I had done the study. The information was in my brain. It was there to be had. I just couldn't pull it out. But when I connected with this plant and literally touched it, a calmness came over me. The brain fog cleared, and I was able to calmly and confidently go and take my exam. I must have passed, right? Because I did. I got through school. But this is a really cool example. Sorry, going off the grid there for a minute. This is a really cool example of how nature is there for us in some miraculous ways that we may not even be aware of. So go out, and I dare you today, go out and connect. Either now, go walk through the grass, just go connect. Pick up a leaf, admire or notice the next butterfly or dragonfly or hummingbird. that visits you, connect with nature. This cute little fairy here is sitting on a branch from a tree. I remember once with a girlfriend going up the canyon, and there was a tree just like that over the creek. And we walked out into the water, plopped ourselves on that branch, and just dangled our feet in the water. It's one of my favorite things to do. And I was just sharing with her, I love to do this. I love to do this and watch the plants wave and say hello. And she thought I was a loon. And I said, say hello to this tree. Focus on a leaf. Tell it good morning or hello. Admire it. Tell it how beautiful you think that it is. Of course, be authentic. And watch the response. And she thought I was crazy. So I did it. And the leaf that was totally still, hanging there, as I said, hello, you're so beautiful, it started to quiver. It wiggled, as though to be waving and saying thank you. And she laughed, and she just thought, oh my gosh, that is a fluke. That is a total fluke. But she was nonetheless amazed. Well, I said, okay, see, there you go, try it. And so, with courage and faith and probably feeling like an idiot, she did it. She focused on a little leaf on the tree, and she looked at it and she said, hello, however, whatever she said, I don't remember the words. And I'll be darned, that plant responded to her. I think in that moment, she came to an understanding that we are all connected. So love nature. Love the beautiful world around us. It is here to be, not just here for us to admire, but to feed us. And we also share with it. But sometimes we forget to do our part. We forget to stop and admire and say thank you for your presence. When I pulled this card, I was excited as well, because today, our plan for today was to go to, and I'm reading this off my notes so that I get it right, the Desert Botanical Gardens in Phoenix. And that is the perfect card for connecting with nature. That's a perfect place for us here. And wherever you are, whether it's hot, whether it's cold, whether it's raining, even with the smoke in the air. And I bet it's a little bit more clear today, because when this says you're craving, it's a call to go out and breathe. I'm wondering if it's not a little bit more clear today. I can't see the skies, but maybe it is. And maybe you should just take a moment and go out and appreciate the clearness of the air. We've had a lot of fires and a lot of yuck puck in the air. If it isn't clear, if you can take a little ride just to a spot where it may be just a little bit clear, and regardless of how the air is, appreciate clear, clean air and how important it is to us and for us. So connect with nature today. That's the message, and I know it will make your day better. It's going to make my day better. I'll see if I can't take some fun pictures and videos and maybe put them on here so that you can enjoy nature from Arizona. Cup of Glow to you. Connect with nature. Have a nice day.